This one I showed at Summit too. I showed a different cut of it. I've shortened it a bit because there was some stuff that I just thought was boring. But here I've cut it to the places where I'm either conveying my personality, qualifying her, or I'm escalating the interaction. I've cut out some of like the biographical detail stuff, just so you can really focus on the important stuff. Pardon me. Hi. You look very intriguing. Because you look cute and literate, which is a start to maybe perhaps being a cool person. So who's the buyer and who's the seller already? All right, I'm the buyer, like from the open. I'm opening with I'm the buyer. Now, sometimes they may reject that frame and they may not want to sell themselves yet, but at least I'm putting it out there. At least I'm trying, all right? And if they don't accept the frame, usually what they're gonna do is give me shit tests, which is great because that's an opportunity for me to show that I'm a boss. So either way, it's win-win. That and the purple shoes, just forget about it.
Perhaps. What's your name?
My name is Todd. Pleasure. What are you, is this for school?
No, I'm a new mom and I have a baby.
Ah.
I'm reading about baby.
I see.
Yeah.
So I was so confused what to do with this set at this point. I was like, I don't even know if I want to be here, want to leave. I'm like, whatever. Which is cute though, but like I was like, whoa, that's odd. That's unusual. It means you're caring and responsible and sweet.
Yes.
As far as all that goes. I am shocked that you're a new mom, by the way. You look like you're in tremendous shape.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, you're probably like, damn it, if only I was in the shape I actually was, but whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But
Yeah.
That's fine.
You look all right.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. And you are intriguing nonetheless. Yeah.
Do you live in the city?
I do not, actually. I am just visiting for about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, notice she's asking me questions now, right? Very critical point. Notice the moment she starts qualifying. Notice the moment she starts asking you questions. Notice the moment she starts opening up and telling stories about herself. Any of those three pretty much means she's hooked. You can go ahead and think about sitting down. You can go ahead and start to maybe tease a little bit, screen logistics, start thinking about moving them, taking them somewhere. Although in this case, because she's sitting down, I don't have to move her somewhere. I can just sit with her, right? So the moving doesn't really matter in this case. From Las Vegas.
What are you doing in the city?
What am I doing in the city?
Yeah.
I'll tell you briefly. I gotta go soon, but I'll tell you briefly. I am a public speaker, ideally motivational. In reality, probably quite boring, but I'm giving a few lectures while I'm here. So, yeah.
What do you talk about?
How to make your life amazing.
Really?
Kind of like it's like how to improve your life through mainly the way you walk through the world, the way you deal with people, etc. So social skills towards life mastery, if you will. As cheesy as all that sounds.
It doesn't actually sound cheesy at all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm going through a tough time in my life, so that's kind of the stuff that I'm like looking for.
Well, I mean, let's not like get too serious too soon. Let's just be friends first, okay? Before you start,
You're from
using
Las
me for
Vegas. Let's
my
be
knowledge
real.
and whatnot.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Well, people from Las Vegas can't be cool and serious and wonderful people. They're all like cheesy and plastic.
I don't know. I've never been to Las Vegas, so I don't know.
Girl, you gotta get out, explore the world a little bit.
I just had a baby.
Right. So who has the cooler life right now, me or her?
You.
Right. Right. And in pretty much every interaction you've seen, like who has the cooler life, me or her, right? But am I trying? That's the key thing. I'm not like, I have a cool life, you should find out about it, right? It's just normal conversation. If anything, I'm like downplaying everything, but it's just very cool, very clear I have a cooler life. And here's the funny thing, I actually probably do have a cooler life than them, but even if I didn't have a cooler life than them, it would appear like I did, right? Because of the way that I convey what I'm doing and the way that I answer the questions and stuff.
Actually, so he's like attached to me.
I understand. Well, not at the moment.
No,
so
he's
you're
with daddy right now. So
okay.
yeah.
Well, it's not so bad. Fair enough. The responsibility is commendable. Remember to do some irresponsible things every now and again too. Even though you're like an official adult.
Why do you say that?
Because I see so many, like you see kids and they have this like sense of wonder and awe and they're just like, oh, the world's amazing, etc. And then you see like adults and they're always like, let's see if I can, like this guy, right? Like his, like wearing like orthopedic shoes. Like I don't want to make fun of him. He's actually limping, so I shouldn't really make fun of him. But he's just like marching forward towards something, no smile on his face.
Right.
No wonder, just like in this like haze of going through his life.
That's It's true.
And it's always sad for me. I think here's another really interesting, I don't know if it's a tactic, it's just something high value people do, is they express their opinions a lot. And then what happens is they're like, that's true. Oh, I see that. I agree, right? Accepting my frame over and over and over again. There's a guy I knew in New York one time who, he had a really good game. And basically his entire game was this. He would interrupt the girl repeatedly. And he would interrupt the girl, and early on in the interaction, this is essentially like the value comfort matrix in his mind. Early on in the interaction, he'd interrupt the girl and contradict her a lot and state his own opinions. Later on, he didn't interrupt her and go along the same kind of conversational thread she was already talking about. So, she's talking early on about, I feel this, like, you know what? I've always felt that blah, 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 something completely contradictory, and like forcing his frame into the conversation. She's like, oh yeah, I could see that. And then she starts changing her frame to fit his. Now all of a sudden he's the high value guy. And then later on, she's talking about, I went to this place. Like, oh yeah, I went to that place too. And so we'll interrupt on similar threads. So that's value comfort. Every time he interrupts and contradicts, that's his value. Every time he interrupts and agrees, that's his comfort. That was his whole game. Just interrupt the girl constantly, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, right? But having opinions, when you state your opinion, you're basically baiting the person to follow that opinion to fall into your frame. So it's very, very valuable as a tactic, also just as, general human communication. Adults should still have that wonder of youth. They should still think of the world as exciting as beautiful, even though they've been a little jaded and they've seen the world. Mm-hmm. If anything, seeing the world should make it more beautiful.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 33. Nice question. How old are you? Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough. I could see that. I would have gone a little younger at a glance, but fair enough.
Well, thanks.
Not that. I would have gone maybe 23, but I wasn't gonna go 16 or anything. But as far as it all goes. Well, yeah. Well, given what I know of your life, it would be a little concerning for you probably, but as it is. Fair enough. But see, you still find time to read in the park, right? You could be reading in a cubicle or reading at home, so you you found a nice environment.
I actually had a guy come up to me. I was sitting on the other side, and he's like, "You can't just sit here on the grass." I'm like, "Why can't I?"
Yuck.
And he's like, "Well, this is Toronto. You don't just sit on the grass and read a book." And I was like, "Well, I'm doing it, so sorry to interrupt."
Right, and so everything we're talking about is my conversational frame. Even as she's justifying herself in the story with the other guy, it's the conversational frame I created. See, that's the man you should never become.
People just feel the need to always comment on other people, I feel. So good. But
Fair
if
enough.
you wear shoes like that, I would comment too.
Oh, the high tops and the hat. Just
No,
ignore the hat. Oh, you like the hat?
His high tops are neon. And
The question is, do you like the hat with the gray T-shirt though? That's the real question. And so this, I left in just as it's what we call fractionation. Basically, it's intentful stuff that moves the set along, and then it's just some bullshit, just some random conversation thrown in. Because if everything in your set is game, it's too obvious, it's too oppressive, it's too it's too jarring on the emotions. You need to do a little bit of gamey stuff and then back off, be normal for a little bit, get to know the girl. Gamey stuff, back off, get to know the girl. It can't just be game all the time. So that's why I left this part in.
maybe not. I don't know. He has to turn around, right?
That's actually Usher. You don't know. It's this is the guy we're talking about right over here, by the way. Kind of looks like him in a weird way. From the profile.
Usher is way more fit.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he turns his head the right way, kind of a little bit. There you go, right there.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. All right, anyway. You're fun.
What are you up to today?
It's my first day in town, really. I got in last night, so I'm just kind of getting a feel for the city, exploring, seeing what I can find, what I can see. Mm-hmm. I was thinking.
First time coming here?
I've been here, but it's a long time ago. I had border issues with Canada for a while, so I didn't come, but I'm good now. So the reason I left this part in is basically this is me conveying that frame of trouble is okay, don't be responsible, be a little reckless, etc. I had border issues with your company that says I'm scandalous, right? And I'm okay with it. So I won't judge you. I'm okay with whatever behaviors. Those are the kind of frames that are going to lead towards one night stands and spontaneous behavior on her part.
That's good.
Yeah, I was terrified of your immigration, and all I needed was a 2-paragraph letter from a lawyer, and they let me right through. That's all these years I could have just come back whenever I wanted. Anyway.
Got yourself into some trouble?
No. I just lied to immigration for 3.5 hours once upon a time. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad, right?
No, not at all.
I just told him I was here to vacation and not to work. No big deal.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, whatever. I'm really not a terrible person, I promise. I just get into trouble every now and again.
yeah, it's okay. Doesn't everybody? You gotta keep it like interesting in life, right? Or you'll just be walking in a haze like that one guy.
Exactly. I'm actually oddly tempted to like have a cup of coffee with you or like a smoothie or something like that and actually talk to the interesting girl in the purple shoes. You're relatively fun.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I mean, don't get a big head about it. I've known you for 5 minutes. You can always spoil it later, but
Okay,
like
now,
so far so good.
Now you have to like shoot the ego, right? Like.
No, I want you to have I want you to have confidence.
No, it's good. It's good.
Live longer, live happier, that sort of thing. I'm not gonna get all preachy and life coachy on you.
I guess I've never really thought of it that way. It's more of like feel good now. I want to feel good now. I don't want to.
When a girl says that, yeah, I like this girl's down.
Like feel like crap.
Aw,
So.
I know. Cool. Would you like to join me for a little bit, or?
Where are you going?
I haven't the foggiest idea. I'm extremely lost. I was looking for a place where I can get tea, coffee, or smoothie in the near.
You can get a smoothie. There's
Uh-huh.
like, I think there's Jugo juice. Yeah, sure.
Would you like to be enticed to come to Vegas by a cute boy, or would you like to say like it was a fun time and that's it?
Absolutely.
You're adorable. You
So
are actually
random.
adorable. I know. That's okay. Everybody just assume we're together.
Okay.
You look like my new girlfriend.
Do you want to add me or?
Yeah, I can add you.
Okay.
It's too bad you're actually leaving town. I would totally hang out with you later. You're not allowed to stay for a few more hours?
No.
No? Okay.
It's a bus ticket that's already bought.
How much is a bus ticket? Like $20?
Like $100.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You guys need a better bus system.
What do you mean? It's
Buses in the U.S. cost like nothing.
like Greyhound?
Mhm.
No.
Like from LA to Vegas, like $20 each way.
No, it's not.
Mm.
Are you gonna add me
Oh,
or what's
sorry.
going on here?
Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. I was busy debating like the price of Greyhound with you. That seemed much more important. All right, what is your full name? Okay, follow. I can't add you as a friend. I have to follow you. Do I have to be a fan of you? I'm just gonna message you.
Yeah, just message me. I didn't know that that's what that says. No, I used to be a model, so that might be. No, that's not. I don't know. I'll add you. Add me. Okay, it was very nice meeting you.
Indeed. There we go. So that's an example of a pretty good set overall. Very, very solid, like good follow-up. It was kind of funny actually because I messaged her and then she didn't get the message for a really long time. Then like 3 months later, she messaged like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry I didn't get your message." Because like apparently it didn't go, like it went to some like weird folder in her Facebook or whatever. But yeah, but we're still in touch to this day. So pretty decent, solid set as far as that goes. Make out, etc. Pretty good for daytime. I'm of the opinion had logistics worked out a little bit better, that definitely would have gone down, but as it is. So she had to go pick up her son at the baby daddy's house, basically. And so she's on like a schedule for that, and it's very like regimented, and regardless of whatever their personal relationship is, her being on time for the kid and being there for the kid is kind of important overall in the grand scheme of her life. So it's one of those things she just like cannot be late for and like has to be on top of and shit like that. So
She didn't have a few hours.
she did. There was time in between. So we sat in the mall, had a smoothie, and then that was just the very end. So we cut out like about 45 minutes or something like that. But that was just like, it's super boring. Like it's super boring, just get to know you 45 minutes. intent here and there, but you've seen like that in every single set, so you don't need to see that again. But yeah, it was about that kind of a time frame. And then I actually messaged her on Facebook being like, hey, cancel your bus, actually, we'll get you a new ticket, whatever. But then she didn't get that message until like 3 months later when she messaged me. So that was the problem, was like, I thought like she can go pick up the kid and then figure it out. But if she didn't get the message, what can you do? So she messaged me, like I said, months and months later. And she didn't have a phone because her phone was being repaired. That's what she was doing in the mall in the first place, was getting her phone repaired. So that's why I had to Facebook her instead of like phone, because it's whatever. Anyway. Okay.
Do you prefer Facebook to?
I prefer phone, personally. I know a lot of guys actually do prefer Facebook because I feel like people respond to it more, people are on it more or whatever. And I've heard good arguments made for it. So I'd say personal preference. I prefer the phone because I'm old-fashioned, because I'm an old man. And because I actually use the phone as a phone too. That's the other thing. I know you can Facebook direct message and you can call from that, but I feel like that's a little bit less like normal. But I actually like the phone function of a phone. So as soon as a girl is responding positively in text, I like to pick up the phone, get her on the phone call. And if I can get a girl to pick up the phone, I can get a date about 90% of the time, if not more. Like, I'm very, very good on the phone. I've even had girls that like barely even remember who I am. I talk to them on the phone, figure out what they're doing, figure out what part of the city they're in, and I start driving there, and I just get them to like talk me all the way to their door, walk in the door, and what I'm crazy on the phone. So yeah, that's why I like a phone number, is because I can use it as a phone as opposed to just texting. If you set up all your dates via text and don't use the phone much, then I can see Facebook as maybe making sense.